must raise it sharply in the relevant authorities who have powers to appoint the Public Service Commission, including Parliament, which the decision lies with, including the premiers who are also part and parcel of appointing the commissioners. But having said that, Chair, I found comfort that the DG is a woman and the commissioner who was making the presentation is a woman. At least there's a political conscience from the commission to task the capable women to lead in this regard. Chair, thanks very much for this information, because I know that as the chair, you are the one who have given guidance for the commissions to come and update the portfolio committee. In fact, Chair, I think we were not aware about the new mandate of the commission, of which we welcome with both hands. I think Commissioner Kolofela, who was doing the presentation, in her presentation, she mentioned that there are questions that they have proposed for the members of the committee to engage in those commissions, because they are in a learning and building process, of which I think those questions are very relevant, Commissioner Kolofela and the entire commission. Chair, I think if one can try to answer those questions or to engage to those questions, I think I always make mention to make an example to say, all of us in South Africa, we belong to a ward, meaning that we belong to a particular municipality, meaning that we all affected by the state of local government currently, of which the lack of service delivery and every challenges that we are facing. So therefore, each and every South African have an experience of how to be difficult to be in a local government or to be in a particular ward when you don't have electricity, when the water is no longer available, when you drive into potholes, etc., etc. But as the portfolio committee, I think we have a lot of trauma when we engage with the municipalities. And we quite often fight with the department, which is also accounting or accountable to the portfolio committee, because we expect the department, including the minister as an executive member, to have more solutions to the current state of local government. One of the challenges that contributes to the collapse of local government is cadre deployment, which is the biggest enemy of the collapse of the local government. The other one is instability in municipalities due to infighting in leadership in municipalities. You might find that the case in point is Free State, who have been flagged by the AG as none of 23 municipalities in Free State have received clean audit. One of the Free State municipality, if I can make an example with, is Inala municipality, which the MM and the mayor, they have 2 MMs, they have 2 mayors, and it's not even only Nala. I think also in Kisabotla, in Northwest, that is the kind of challenges that we quite often come across. But in a nutshell, the state of the local government reports also depicted that out of 257 municipalities, only 66 municipalities were functional that time of that report. It's a lot. The other thing is the corruption in municipalities. There is, and they hide behind some item called UIFW, whereby the council has to go and take a decision if there's a sum of money that needs to be, is either the council take a decision to say, what are we going to do about these billions that have not been accounted for? But most of the time, where we find very difficult is the committees, whereby the council just accept that, no, let us write off this debt that has been reported here. One of the weaknesses is that MPEC are very weak, and the disciplinary reports are very weak. Some of the municipalities, they don't even exist. So coming to the party as the new kid in the block, as the Public Service Commission, I think you must come prepared about those challenges, and I'm not mentioning all of them. And we have also pinned our hopes on the IMSA bill, which is the bill that is still processed in Parliament, which we think it will intervene very decisively after Section 139 of the Constitution and Section 154 of the Constitution have failed dismally to address the issues that are facing local government. You are also coming through your bill, which is a Public Service Act bill, of which gave you or extend the mandate, because as far as we know, the Public Service Commission was dealing correctly, is also captured in a presentation that has been dealing with national and provincial government, but we will come as as I mentioned earlier on. So, without mentioning those things, Chair, I just want to understand now how prepared is the Commission now after the mandate has been extended, because we have also your own challenges. For instance, I don't know if I'm the only one who does not even know that we have a commission each in every province. We have a commissioner each in every province. If you can also share with us in terms of your capacity, let's say in KZN, commissioner who is responsible for KZN, how does the office look like in terms of resources? I'm talking about the human resources, because I read somewhere, I think on your APP, whereby you mentioned that through the, I don't know if it's a number that everyone who wants to complain or have a grievance must call that number. I think we have something like 1,700 complaints. And let's say those complaints now are divided per province. So let's say out of 1,007 complaints, 7,000 complaints. So in KZN, let's say we have 600 complaints that falls under KZN. How do you deal with such complaints within the time frame that you have given yourself to? That is one. Because just paint a picture for us with how going forward, because we're going to deal with you, although the legal advisor also said, no, you're not going to be accountable to this committee. But at some point, if the committee feels that, let us call you to this portfolio committee to come and account, you must be able to demonstrate to us that you have capacity to deal with the headache of local government. Secondly, I think on your presentation, you mentioned I think you said is forum, some forum that I think the aim of the forum is to get people under one roof and then also talk to them about your mandate and how can you deal with their issues when is raised. So can you also be able to share with us how do you deal with such aspect of your mandate as public commission? Because we, as particular myself, I'm very fond of the fact that if people in South Africa are given time to come and express their grievances, particular in the public service. So how do you get go about the citizen forum? How do you organize it? And how one just ordinary person in Umthwalume wants to bring to the commission that I have grievances for such department and so on, or this municipality, how one can get an access to the citizen forum. Let me just pause the chair for now.
Thank you, Honorable